The last time that President Trump got pissed and disappeared into the Situation Room, this week, we got the destruction of the Shabar navigation tower. This is the tower that Iran used to control the Strait of Hormuz. It was effectively vaporized into dust, as you can see here in the video. It is now a total and complete ruin. This is a 20-story tower. President Trump promising that the bridges and towers and power plants would be gone in Iran. And this was before Iran decided to kill U.S. service members with a brand new secret weapon we are now learning about. They killed 2 U.S. service members in Jordan at a base that's very far away from Iran. Trump strikes key port control tower after escalating attacks. Bridges and train stations are gone. And ladies and gentlemen, President Trump is now pissed. This is the breaking news status update. State Department has issued a worldwide travel alert for all U.S. citizens. President Trump has canceled all plans and remarks to the press. He hasn't posted on social media in close to 24 hours, and you know what that means. That means the president is locked in. 2 U.S. service members were killed. 1 is missing. Rumors circulating in Israeli media that Israel will soon rejoin the conflict. Reports of a massive number of U.S. Air Force and transport aircraft arriving in the Middle East. Those aren't reports. We can track them and we'll show you. Ladies and gentlemen, Central Command has just said that Donald Trump has taken over personal control of the response to the deaths of American citizens. U.S. forces began launching new strikes against Iran at the commander-in-chief's personal direction, it says. The strikes are designed to further degrade Iran's ability to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz and swiftly punish the Iranian Revolutionary Guard forces who launched the attacks on the American service members in Jordan last night. Let's look at more from this attack. Here is the base that was attacked. This is called Mawaf Salti Air Force Base. Now, what you can see here is that this Air Force Base is in the middle of the Jordanian desert, and this area is the barracks. And what are they? They're effectively just containers. And these containers, unfortunately, are not really that well protected. These containers are little more than trailers. And while you can put some sandbags around them, if you get a direct hit on top of these containers, you are going to have a really, really bad time. You're going to be in great danger. CHU is what they're called, containerized housing units. The soldiers that were killed because of this blast inside the containerized house. So what must have happened here is crazy footage. What must have happened here is that this very, very fast-moving ballistic missile struck a gas line, some type of fuel line that ignited all of these buildings, that connected all of these buildings. Now look here. You can see in these containerized housing, look, you can see the units that connect to every single different container. All of these units running an air conditioner. Presumably, every single unit has the same electric, gas lines, lines to run these AC units. And if you were to ignite one of them, you can see all the piping going through here. If you were to ignite any of those fuel lines, then you could blow up every single unit. And that's what I believe is happening here. Watch. You can see everything blow at the same time. Right? And then you see all these sparks as though something electric, something metal, something hot, molten, and metal and electric discharged and blew hot, molten steel all across this airbase. See it there. So some type of major terminal, some type of transformer, and that's what I believe happened. Now, how did this missile get through? How did this happen? You can see here, and new footage shows the missile that killed 2 Americans beat multiple interceptors before striking their housing units. Newly released video captures several successful interceptions before Iranian ballistic missile got through and slammed into a cluster of containerized housing units at the Air Force Base. The impact killed 2 service members. SATCOM confirmed the deaths. So you can see that we're firing. This base is protected by THAAD missile interceptors. So there's a missile intercepted. There's a missile intercepted. And there's a There it is. You can see there they missed. U.S. officials suspect China and Russia may be feeding Iran targeting data after Tehran struck sensitive sites with unusual precision. That's right. These strikes had unusual precision and hit in the most vulnerable places. You can see the secondary explosion here that was devastating. And of course, hit right at, like, not hitting in the desert here, not hitting over here, right? Hit right in the containerized housing to cause maximal damage. More footage here. So what's going on here exactly? What happened with Iran? What kind of missiles are these? Because this wasn't what happened in the first round. Well, some are saying these are American U.S. military officials that are speaking on the condition of anonymity to the Wall Street Journal, saying that Iran has adapted to U.S. air defense system, firing ballistic missiles that travel at extremely high speeds and can maneuver as they streak back towards Earth. Let's go ahead and read. Iran has extremely fast, high-speed missiles that maneuver as they streak downward, according to U.S. official. Iran's ability to hit sensitive targets has also raised concern that the regime is getting targeting help from China and from Russia. Whew. Okay. Well, that's terrifying and not good, and the grounds for a world war here. And here is the response from Dan Scavino, who's the voice of President Trump at the White House. You can see he's posting a formation of F-22 and B-2 bombers, right, flying over the mountains. Okay. You can see the formations of tankers flying all across the world here, fuel tankers, and then turning off their transponders. Here, watch them. You can see them disappear. President Trump has said in the past that if Iran kills U.S. forces, he would go back to full-scale war. That's what it looks like is happening. See the air bridge here. The IRGC announced that the regional countries must continue their civil defense units. U.S. attacks on civilian infrastructure will now be retaliated against the same manner, the scope and shift away from military targets only. State Department saying alert for all Americans. All Americans are on full alert. Dozens of U.S. Air Force tankers taken off from Ben Gurion Airport in Israel with their transponders off. You know what that means. State Department is again saying American flights may be canceled amid escalating Iran conflicts. Worldwide caution. Iranian strikes a significant number of U.S. Black Hawk helicopters, also at the Jordanian base. Let's see. As the storm actually arrived, let's look. Unleashing an overwhelming wave of military retribution, the U.S. Air Force has launched a massive direct bombardment of strategic military structure in southern Iran. According to reports, there are obscene amounts of bombings going on right now in Iran, especially around their port cities and their Revolutionary Guard strongholds. Again, we know what happened last time, and this is what happened when Trump was pissed before the American service members died. The suicide drone attack ships, decimating their ports and decimating their bridges, their towns, striking their electricity. Iran urges citizens to cut electricity after U.S. strikes because they've been hitting power plants, water desalination sites, and reducing the infrastructure to absolute rubble. Whew. Iran is firing missiles that travel at extremely high speeds and can maneuver and streak. U.S. Air Force land bridge, air bridge over the Middle East. They've all turned off their transponders. So what will happen next? Not sure. Some of the initial videos we're seeing here out of Erbil, capital of Iraq's Kurdish region, as drones are seen flying over the city. Looks like they're being intercepted. Whoa. Whoa. Let's watch more. Drone interceptions. Laying down fire here. More America CRAM engaging Iranian attack drones over northern Iraq, city of Erbil tonight. Wow. Crazy. Wild. I need you to do something with me. I need you to pray for our troops. While it's fascinating to see all this happening, and it's bewildering, and I don't like it, and I don't want our troops in danger, and I don't like this war. I mean, I really don't. I want it to end, right? I want it to end. I need you to, now is not the time for me to wag my finger or to be frustrated. There are American service members whose lives are on the line tonight that will not sleep tonight. So please join me in praying for them, with them, because I think they're praying too now. May God help them and save them and protect them. And pray for peace. See you.